Hey everybody, Lee Sell here with the Crawlspace Ace, and in this video I'm going to answer the question, why are my floors sagging? Check it out. So we see sagging floors quite a bit out here in Western Kentucky, and there's a few different reasons why you might be seeing it. Now, if you have a basement, it could be a little bit different. There's usually one or two reasons why you have sagging floors in a basement, and that is either poor construction, they weren't planning for the amount of weight you put in your house, and now you have sagging floors, and you might just need some extra support under there. Or you had some support under there, and I have seen this before, where people take out a support post in their basement, maybe to open up the room, or it was in a spot that wasn't convenient or whatever, and they just pull that post out of the basement area, and may not notice any issues right off the bat, but over time, and as weight is added, as appliances get heavier and things like that, the floors start sagging upstairs. Now for a crawl space, there's a few different reasons why your floors might be sagging. And the most common reason we come across is moisture damage. And that can be whether it's a plumbing leak in a bathroom or whatever. It could be a plumbing leak anywhere in the house that goes unnoticed for a long time, and the floors start rotting out, and maybe the bathroom starts sagging, or area in the kitchen or whatever. If you have water that's leaking from plumbing for a long period of time, that could cause rot throughout the whole crawl space, really, because you're just creating moisture, lots of moisture underneath the house. And then the other form of moisture issues you get, the main form is groundwater seeping into the crawl space, and that rots out the wood over time. And then eventually the floor joists will rot out, or they'll be so full of moisture that they just start sagging. They lose some of that rigidity that they had. That's floor joists, support beams, things like that start rotting out or losing their integrity. And that causes that sag in the floor. Now you might see that as you're walking into a room, and it almost feels like you're walking downhill into the center part of the room. Or you might be walking down a hallway and feel like you're kind of leaning one way or another, walking down that hallway. The other thing that could be causing that wood to deteriorate, if you will, is termites. You have termite damage underneath the house, and that's damaging the woods, damaging the structural integrity of the house. So those are the two probably most common reasons you get sagging floors. Now you also do run into poor construction as well in crawl space houses. And what that looks like is I've seen some load-bearing walls that don't get supported properly. They either put it just off the main support beam, whether it's 2 foot, 4 foot off the main support beam. If that load-bearing wall isn't directly above a main support, over time, once again, you might not see it for the first year or even 10 years. Who knows? It just depends on the house. But eventually that starts sagging. All that added weight starts sagging. Maybe they've put on another roof and didn't pull the old shingles off and put new ones on. I mean, I've seen that out here quite a bit too, where I've heard roofers going to pull shingles off, and they got to pull 10 sets of shingles off a roof because the last roofers just throw the new shingles on without taking the old ones off. And you can imagine how heavy that is. So things like that can push down on that house, and then if those walls aren't supported properly, that eventually is going to start sagging. So load-bearing walls not being supported, I've seen them in between floor joists, going parallel with the floor joists, and you could see the floor doing this thing right next to the wall. So those are all main reasons why your floors are sagging. Now, on the other side, people see humps in their floors as well. A lot of that's usually the same. It's usually not something pushing up on that floor to cause that hump. It's the rest of the area around it is sagging, and that spot, that hump, is probably a support pier or something like that. And so everything else is sagging while that pier is staying where it is, and that's causing that hump in the floor. So humps can be the same, under the same setup as sagging floors. So those are the main reasons why we see sagging floors out here. I hope that helps. Thanks for watching, guys. Appreciate it. If you have any other questions, feel free you can email me at thecrawlspaceace@gmail.com, or go on our website at www.the-crawlspaceace.com, and you can fill out a contact form and contact me through that. Thank you.